Welcome, my name is Transleona. I'm a raccoon girl on Twitch. The following is a recording of one of my latest streams on Twitch. Sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy the show. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. It was just not functioning for some reason. All right. There we go. All right. Now it's working. Hi, Fox and Bull. This is an old capybara. Wait, this is not that? Where's my druid puppy? Sorry. Too many things happening all at once. Alright, we're gonna go talk to Niall before we leave. The city. Oh my god. Hello. Hello, Ah, you guys. I heard from Dorothy that you guys solved our little ghost problem. Yeah, we did, but is Dorothy okay? She was yammering on drowsily about what happened. Once she was finished, she conked right out, so I had to put her to bed. I'm afraid we did drag her along with us in the dead of night. Not only that, but we owe her our lives. She's earned a bit of rest. A real reporter can go a good week without sleep when he's got a scoop. Oh, yeah. Some of the stuff she was talking about sounded wild, but she didn't really explain it all. Mind if I ask you guys a few questions? Sure, go ahead. Estelle gave Niall an outline of their encounter with Blue Blanc and answered his questions. Alright, I think I get it now. Son of a... Phantom Thief B himself is in Liberal, and he's one of Ouroboros' people? Kinda wish I hadn't heard that. What? Niall, you know about that masked weirdo? Oh, yeah, he's a famous thief who's caused a stir in every major city on the continent. If he wants something, we'll get it, and he always feels things it's a big ol' show. For a phantom, he's got a love of drama, that's for sure. That certainly matches the man we met beneath the schoolhouse, yes? He even admitted he's Phantom Thief B from those cards, so... Like I said, though, thievery is one thing, but he's also a lackey of the society? Wouldn't think Ouroboros would have use for someone like him, but at the same time, if they do, it's terrifying. Niall, I'm curious. Do you intend to write an article about what happened? Nah, the Guild and the Royal Army asked me not to report on anything to do with the society. I'll probably end up writing about someone's ill-intended crime of pleasure or something. With the coup d'etat foiled, the kingdom is beginning to settle. I do see the wisdom in this. There's little sense in terrifying the populace with news of a dangerous secret society just yet. Yeah, I ain't happy about it as a reporter, but I guess I see where the government is coming from. Still, if anything else happens, tell me about it, yeah? Of course. Anyway, we're off to Zeiss. Ah, right. I got a draft I need to write up, so I can't see you off, but... Want me to wake Dorothy? No, it's okay. She's fast asleep, and I'd hate to disturb her. Give her our best when she gets up, okay? Will do. Be careful, guys. Oh my god. And now we embark on the worst side quest in the entire game. Hey, you guys! Pant. You're bracers, right? Yeah, is something wrong? You look kind of frazzled. There's something I'd like you to investigate urgently. Would you come right now? Yes. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, I owe you. So where should we go? Head to Norman's election office. It's on the top floor of the hotel. Here, I'll show you the way. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Hurry up and let me go home. I've got work to do. Now, calm down. Just bear with us until the bracers arrive. Once their investigation's done, you can leave. Speak of the devil. See, here they are. That sure was fast, Hirio. Yeah, I looked down and ran into some bracers right away. This is Norman. I'm sure you've seen him on posters around the city. One of the guys running for mayor, I think. I'm Estelle Bright of the Bracer Guild. I'm Sherazard Harvey, also a bracer. So let's get to it. What happened? One of the campaigners, Dells, was injured by someone. In other words, it's an assault case. An assault? Well, that's never a nice thing to hear. Is the victim okay? Yes, he's still here. He was unconscious for a bit, but it was, thankfully, nothing serious. Yeah, good to hear it. There's nothing good about it. The back of my head still hurts, like you wouldn't believe. The back of your head, huh? Were you attacked from behind? Yes, ma'am. Right out of the blue, too. I was taking a breather on the balcony and all of a sudden, from behind, thud. How vicious. Ouch. Sounds nasty. When did the incident occur? Give us any info that happened before and after. Sure, it happened today, just after lunch. Norman and I were checking out a potential location for a speech by the bridge. Cooper here had just turned up then. When I talked to him, he said he had some important business with Norman. What kind of business? Portals told me to come apologize for that mess on the bridge. It's not like it's all my fault, but I did sort of make it worse. I see, so you came to say sorry for the scuffle. Yes, but Norman was still very busy at the time. We'd asked Cooper to wait in the office area. That's when I showed him to this room. I returned to the hotel not too long afterward. I entered the room with Hirio, who had been waiting outside the office, and there was Dells unconscious on the balcony. And Cooper was right there, standing over him. I'm trying to tell you, why does that make me the criminal? He was already out cold when I'd reached the balcony. I understand what Cooper's saying, but it's only natural to suspect him given the circumstances. There was no one in this room except Cooper and Dells. Is that true? After I brought Cooper, I was on watch outside the door. No one entered until Norman got here. No matter how you look at it, that means these two were alone. You're absolutely positive? Yeah, it's true, but it's like I said. When I went out onto the balcony, Dells was already on the ground. So let me get this straight. The crime was already committed by the time you came, is that right? Yeah, exactly. Thank Adios. Finally, there's someone who gets it. In that case, it'd have to be someone who entered the room before Cooper. Dells, do you remember anything? It's possible that someone came in. People go in and out of this office all the time, though. Even if someone had, I wouldn't have thought much of it. Fair enough, it's an election office. That makes sense. At least you have a good idea of what's going on. The culprit behind this attack must be one of two people. Cooper or someone who came before him into this room. We should be able to narrow it down if we get enough proof. Think we ought to start questioning? If there's nothing else to be gleaned here, yes. If you gentlemen can think of anything else, please tell me now. Even if it seems trivial or unimportant. Alright, then I have one more thing I'd like to add. There was something that occurred to me as I was looking through the room after the incident. Were there signs that had been rummaged around in? Not at all, just the opposite, in fact. It actually felt like it was cleaner than before. Huh. Is a serial cleaner on the loose? One way to interpret it would be as a disguise to hide the fact that the room had been searched. Of course, it appears they went too far, inadvertently arousing suspicion in the process. That's not a bad train of thought. Incidentally, who are you? I was waiting for that question. I am a traveling bard, a poetic soul, wandering the wilds, a genius Sure, but if nothing's been stolen, then isn't the idea that it's a disguise pretty weak? At this stage, I don't think there's any point in worrying about motive. I agree. You've grown even bolder since our last rendezvous, Estelle. Your training at Lelacle must have been fruitful. You're simply stunning. Olivier? Just ignore him. Now, if there's nothing else here you can tell us, we should get to questioning. So certainly. She's begun to master how to handle Olivier, I see. Good luck with the investigation. We'll come report once we have an answer. Good, we're counting on you to get to the bottom of this. Now, how should we go about things? I mean, this hotel is pretty big. It's best if we split into two. Estelle, go with Her Highness. I'll go with Olivier. We're lucky to have them as assistants, so let's make good use of them. Good point. Ready to kick some investigation butt, Chloe? Haha, of course. Assisting companions is only natural for a hunter of love. You sure don't miss a beat, do you? Alright, our first order of business is to gather information on the subject. If you go around asking about Cooper, something should turn up. Should you get a clear picture of the criminal, come back here. So once we found the criminal, go report to you? No problem, let's see what we can find out. Let's see. I'll say it as many times as you like. I only found Dells. If we'd been fighting, someone would have heard a sound. But no one said anything, did they? Of course they didn't, because I was politely seated on the sofa. When Cooper came into the hotel, I was in the lobby. I don't know, he looked angry, I guess. I thought something might happen. And then, just like I thought, something happened. A sound? I didn't really hear anything. Yeah, he looked pissed off to me. But it was right after that big mess on the bridge. It's only natural he'd be angry. I was angry? Pfft, that's crazy. If you're gonna say that, Hirio's attitude was way worse than mine, I think. The moment he saw me, he made this real nasty face. Try asking around about Hirio, I bet you'll turn up some dirt. Him and Dells are rivals competing to be the number 2 in Norman's camp. I'm sure they couldn't come to terms and ended up in a tussle. Sound you say? Unfortunately, I heard no such thing. I fear I cannot agree. Mr. Cooper seemed generally normal. Mr. Cooper is a guest who came here only on very rare occasions. Mostly we have his patronage for work-related gatherings. You doubt even Hirio? He isn't the kind of person to resort to violence. Hirio is a most loyal man. He would never commit such a criminal act. Oh. Are you done questioning in the office? Yes, we're done here. How about you? It's okay, I guess. I'm still checking out stuff. Keep it up and don't get careless. Leave it to me. You still doubt Hirio? Hirio is the most loyal man. He would never commit such a criminal act. It's impossible for him to be the criminal. Hmm? Oh, what is it? What's on your mind? If you're hiding something, you should just come out and say it. Trying to hide things will only lead to bigger trouble. I'm sorry. Feel like talking? Yes, actually. I saw him. I saw Hirio on the second floor. And when was that? Right after lunch. Hirio went out with Norman, but... However, shortly after that, Hirio came back and ran up to the second floor. Oh, that's kind of important to know. But still, I want you to pursue this lead. We'll look around here for a bit longer. Got it. Now, who are you again? Oh, it's been quite a while, young lady. How are you, sir? You remember us, right? You lent us your boat when the bridge was up? You really saved us then. Now, it was no skin off my back. So, come back to ride again? Wish I could, but I got some work to do. We're investigating the case that happened at the hotel. Oh, sounds rough. If I can be of any help, feel free to ask me what you like. Will do, sir. Yeah, I know him. He's that young fellow working at the harbor. Like everyone else these days, he's been involved with the election. Oh, a sound? Thinking about it, I did hear a loud noise from above. Above from here? You mean the balcony? Probably around there, yeah. It was an impressive sound, like something had run into something else with a smack. I can't recall exactly what I'd heard when I'd heard it, though. That's too bad. Still, this is all good stuff to know. Thanks, sir. Oh, was Cooper that angry? Well, youngsters get worked up so easily these days. Hero's that young merchant fellow, yeah? If he wants to be a merchant, I think he needs to have a bit more oomph to him. You hear me? Oh, thank you for following me, that hoe, Zoe. How are you doing? He's got gullible written all over him. He'll get people ripping him off at every turn if he doesn't shape up. About lunch? I went to eat at the Laventar today. Always been in the habit of going out to lunch as soon as I hear the bell toll. The bell toll? The bell on the Langland Bridge. Remember, it rang when the bridge went up? Oh yeah. Yeah, it did ring. It always rings at certain times. See, I use it in place of a clock. That's sure convenient. Kind of big to use in a place of a clock, though. Hey, Estelle? Might be good to ask some people about the bell toll. Huh? Why? Doing well. Yep, I'm live, and I've been playing the Legend of Heroes series and having a great time. Just trying to make my mark on the internet. It's also great voice training practice. They should be able to clearly remember the sound of a bell ringing. It might act as a guidepost for their memory, like with Mr. Murray. Ah, I get it. Nice, Chloe. Very intellectual advice. Hehe, you flatter me. Not sure what you two are giggling about, but glad I was able to help. Xana... Xana is definitely trying to clicker train me. You sure were. Okay, let's go ask around. Right. So you're checking out Hirio? He did kind of look unhappy when he got back to the hotel. That's probably because he was with Cooper, though. And here are all the titles that Xana has given me. Bratty Bottom Bitch, World-Renowned Bottom, Raccoon Queen, Bandit Leader, Tiny Mech Bully, Dirty Tank Stomper, Streamer Kidnapper, Buffbird Supporter, Poor Arsonist, Knower of Music, Professional Castle Designer, Raccoon... Yeah. Perfectionist, Not Needed But Wanted, Masochist, Coal Stealer, Mean-Faced Judger, Miss Steal Yo Girl, Headbat Lover, Melee Tank Bottom, and Clicker Trainee. Oh my god, Xana. Lunch was ordered from the Laventar. Everyone had their lunch when they saw fit. The noon bridge bell? Yes, at the time I was preparing the guest rooms. Once that was finished, I next organized the utensils. Someone had cleaned the plates in the office, so I was able to finish work quickly. The office plates were cleaned? So that means there was someone who went into the office after lunch. Indeed. While I was preparing the guest rooms, they cleaned up, it seems. The plates were stacked at the front. Of course, exactly which kind guest it was, I couldn't say, unfortunately. Aw, too bad. Guess we'll have to ask around ourselves. Hey. Memory's kind of fuzzy, but I did hear a loud noise from above. It was a Lingland Bridge bell. He says to run hear it on a daily basis, I'll have you know. Speaking of the sound of a bell, did you remember something? No, you asked about it a second ago, didn't you? That big sound? Ah, the sound like something smacking into something, right? Yeah, that thing. Well, I remember something now. That sound happened as if it were timed to the bell, at least to my ears. Timed to the bell? So basically you heard the sound of the bell at roughly the same time as that big sound? Well, if you want to make it sound all boring, yeah. If that's the sound was something caused by the criminal, then someone without an alibi when the bell rang is the criminal. Yeah, we should check out people we suspect. Cooper was standing next to Dells, who was lying on the ground. He looked at me and seemed very surprised. He wasn't excited or worked up, but he did appear tremendously shocked. As Cooper said, I didn't hear any loud noise either. I was in the lobby at the time, but if grown men were fighting, I'm sure I would have heard something. He didn't seem particularly angry when I met him on the bridge. Well, perhaps something happened while he was being led into the hotel. It's unbelievable that you could suspect Hirio. In the first place, you're suggesting that he would hurt his coworker? And what could possibly motivate him to do such a thing? Yes, we ordered lunch today from the Laventar. I don't want my campaigners getting sick of eating the same foods again and again, so I thought we'd try something different. Wow, it's nice of you to do that. That's as much a part of politics as the campaign itself. Haha, indeed it is. I'll admit, my nerves have been on edge for some time now. It hasn't been easy to keep my eyes on everything day in and day out. I'm sorry to hear that. Yikes, that does sound pretty rough. Putting that aside, sir, what did you do after lunch? After lunch, Hiro and I immediately went to examine the place my speech is to be held at. Hirio had some other business to attend to first and met up with me at the site. So you left right after lunch and met up with Hirio outside? Alright, that's all I needed to hear. I'm happy to have helped. Keep up the good work, you two. When did the bridge bell ring? It went off when Hiro and I were checking out the speech site together. Hirio was there too? Yes, he was already there. Just as the bell was ringing, Cooper showed up. I then asked Hirio to show him to the hotel. I see, then it's sure. Says in Estelle, there's no connection between the sound Marie heard and Hirio. Yeah, not just Hirio, but Cooper seems to be in the clear too. That sound Marie heard was just after the bell finished ringing, but both men can prove they were with Norman at the time. In other words, whoever made that sound was neither Hirio nor Cooper. This virtually eliminates any chance of them being the criminal. Who could have done it? All I know is that they were cleaned when I was away. So you don't know either, sir? I'm afraid not. I don't know who it was, but I worry that I may have left them a terrible impression. Pardon? What do you mean? In truth, I haven't had much of an appetite lately. I left quite a lot of the paella I got for lunch uneaten. I'd requested that Ernest get me one of the special paellas in secret, yet left it virtually untouched. It's embarrassed to think back on how wasteful that was. I see. It must be really stressful to be running in an election. Yeah, we had paella for lunch. I ate on my own in the lobby. It's kind of suffocating to eat in the same room as my dad. Still, you know what? My dad's pretty unfair. He feeds us normal, boring stuff, then gets a special paella just for himself. Haha, is that so? Well, was it that different? Yeah, it was way better. The special one's got like a mountain of shrimp. Guess he didn't have much of an appetite though. He left a lot behind. What a waste. Wait a sec. What's with that weird face? Did I say something weird? No, it's just... Hey, Belden? You said you ate lunch on the first floor, right? Yeah, that's right. What about it? Norman ate on the second floor. How did you know that Norma ate when you were on the first floor? That. I saw it afterwards, sorry, my bad. Yeah, actually I heard from someone else. I don't remember who said it though. But maybe I should investigate that next. That's so obviously suspicious. Okay, come on, why would I lie about something like that? I was in the hotel basement, so I didn't notice at all. To clean up the dishes in the office? Dunno, I wouldn't go to that much trouble. I've been killing time in the hotel basement after lunch. I always been in the habit of going out to lunch as soon as I hear the bell toll. Sounds like a nice enough routine. You have to go through the hotel to get there though, right? Yep, that I do. I can't fly across the sea now, can I? Good point. So did you see anyone in the hotel at the time? Well, Ernest was on the first floor, of course, but the rest was real quiet. There was no one there? Yeah, I'd say so. The basement and first floor were both pretty quiet when I passed through. Norman's son was there when I came back, though. Norman's son? Oh, you mean Belden. Yeah, that's more than enough. No, it was nothing. Were you really in the basement the whole time? What? Why? There's someone who passed through the basement right after the bell rang. According to their testimony, no one was here. That can't be right. I was right here the whole time. So he can't establish an alibi. Just in case, we should probably ask around about Belden too. After I ate lunch on the first floor, I was in the basement the whole time. Come on, why would I lie about something like that? Still, you know what? My dad's pretty unfair. He feeds us normal, boring stuff, then gets a special paella just for himself. Yes, we ordered lunch today from the Laventar. What do you do after lunch? Alright, already talked. I think I have all the unlocked phrases, so... You know who the criminal is? So who's your suspect? The Raven Boy, is it? You have real proof, yes? First explain the reason you discounted the original suspect. He has a solid alibi. Cooper was excited when the sound that was heard. Norman's testimony corroborates this, so we can say for sure it's accurate. If that was the sound of the crime being committed, then there's a very small chance Cooper is a criminal. That's a logical interpretation, and the same thing also absolves Hirio of any suspicion. Yes, it does. Hirio met up with Norman, so we're sure. Next, you need to explain the suspect's crime. What kind of proof do you have? The proof is his alibi. I have valuable testimony that refutes his alibi. Cooper and Hirio have already been cleared as the culprits, so this person remains as the final possibility. Yes, it does look that way by process of elimination. Ultimately, though, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence. Do you have any more decisive proof? I don't know if it's decisive, but something did bother me, and that's the testimony about the special paella. What's this about? Yeah, so Belden testified that he ate lunch on the first floor, but somehow he saw the paella Norman ate. He even knew that Norman barely ate it. In other words, he went to the second floor. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Alright, I'm satisfied. In this case, we'll have to call him in and hear what he has to say first. We can't go straight to an arrest with the proof we have on hand. Okay, got it. What? Why did you call me? I didn't do anything. Now, calm down. Nothing's been decided here. If you can help out with the investigation, you can go home right after. Help? Yeah, we just want you to be frank with us. Where did you go after lunch? Like I said, I was in the basement. Just to warn you, as long as you keep lying, you're not getting out of here. You weren't in the basement the whole time. We already know that. If you didn't do anything wrong, then you should be able to be honest and tell the truth. Or is the truth too scary to admit? Yeah. But fine, I'll talk. Today after lunch, I went to the office. I went to go clean up. Clean up? So the person who returned the plates to the front was... Yeah, it was me. Everyone seemed busy, so I figured I'd clean up. While I was cleaning up, I thought I tidied the office, but I didn't think that happened. Huh? Hold on, you're not making sense. You just cleaned up after, right? What does that have anything to do with the case? I've got an idea. Yeah? Actually... I see. I understand Building came to this room to clean, but I'm not sure how that correlates. What does that have to do with the assault on Delves? It has a lot to do with it. Well, let's hear him say it himself. Go on, explain. Yeah. Well, once I finished cleaning the room, I thought I'd head back. But since I tidied up a lot of stuff, this room was real dusty. I thought I'd open the balcony door to air it out, but my hands were full of plates. I didn't have any choice. So I kicked the door as hard as I could. Wait, you mean the door? Yep, it's exactly what you think. That door is a criminal and knocked out Dells. The door flying open slammed right into the back of your head. In other words, the truth of the case is an unlucky accident. But, so then, I'm innocent, right? Seems like it. Phew, man, oh man, finally free and clear. Still, what a mess. Why didn't you volunteer this information at the beginning? If you just told us the truth, things wouldn't have gone nearly this far. I'm sorry. Come on, he's telling the truth now. Give him a break, okay? He had the courage to talk about it in the end, so everything worked out. As a victim here, I'd just like to forgive and forget. It's already clear that this was a misunderstanding. Of course, I'd like him to be a bit more careful opening doors in the future, if he could. Dells, I'm really sorry. And you too, Cooper. You almost got turned into a criminal. You don't need to worry about me. I'm in the clear, and that's good enough for me. Well, that settles things. Thank goodness. And that is our report. Racers, I'm sorry for today. It seems we've taken up a great deal of your time over just a big mistake. No, don't worry about it. This is part of the job, too. Well then, pardon us. Thank you guys so much. Really, I'm very sorry. Take care. Such a long quest. Completely missable, too. Phew, well that's done and over with, finally. I wouldn't have dreamed it would end like that, though. Truth is always stranger than fiction. However, as your valued assistant, I take great pride in our completion of this most puzzling assignment. You didn't do a damn thing. Oh, but I really appreciate your help, Chloe. You gave a ton of good advice. It was a big help during the investigation. I'm always happy to help. There's no need to thank me, though, Estelle. Right, I guess you two are on our support staff already, aren't you? Indeed, we'll have to do what needs to be done. Alright, let's head out. Next up, the Zeiss region. Alright, I should have 54 BP now. Alright, 5 earth, 3... Oh, that's some good stuff. 5 earth, 3 water. What can I do in the earth? Alright, so we want to get either Titanic Roar or Petrify Cloud, if we can. Thanks for watching. You can also catch my streams on twitch.tv/Transleona to join in on the fun. Can't wait to see you there.